You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Melissa Pilgrim is our choice for your next Disney vacation. You can reach her at amagicalpilgrimage@gmail.com. We thank her for her support.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las
This here's a wild ride in the vista.
doors change.
Welcome back to Miles from Main Street. It's been a little while, but here we are. We are back. We have had quite the summer, but we are here to talk about our top 10 dream jobs at WDW, Walt Disney World. I can't wait to get into it. But before we do, after enjoying our show, please go like and subscribe to the show on your podcast app or even on YouTube. But more importantly, please share the show with a friend or a family member. Let them know you're enjoying the show. And hey, we've got new episodes every Tuesday, right?
That's in theory.
That's in theory. That's part of the plan. We're back. This is it. You are starting a new teaching job.
Yes.
You are going to be extremely busy with it.
Yes.
But that's okay. I have some guests lined up. I have Mikhailo. He'll be coming back. He is actually on his way to Disney World. So we are going to be missing him for a little bit here while he's on vacation. But of course, Mikhailo will be back. So we will be back every week as we hadn't been. And I'm sorry that we've missed so much in the last month or so. But
Bryan's been a really good husband and has been helping me get my room ready and
thank you.
all kinds of other things.
It's been a haul this summer, and it's been a little more crazy than we've been used to, but all for the good.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all come together eventually. So anyway, we're getting into some Disney World dream jobs here. Top 10. Do you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first.
All right.
So we're not doing them in any particular order, you said, right?
No particular. This is no particular
Okay.
order. This is just our
I didn't know
10
if I needed to
dream
say
jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the ones that I would love to be is a botanist, a Disney botanist.
A Disney botanist.
Yeah.
Now, see, yes, these are the ideas that you have come up with. These are jobs that I don't even think of.
Yes,
A
so
botanist.
Why? Because like sculpting like the shrubbery for flower and garden,
A shrubbery.
doing the blanket at Epcot for the festivals, like
Oh yes, the flower quilt around the water. Yeah, during a
um,
festival of the garden
getting to
festival
work
thing.
and living with the land, like
Yeah,
any of that I think sounds super cool.
that would be very cool. I think that you've hit one of the good ones. Like I didn't even think about something like that, or even just horticulture in general, like any of that type of stuff. Like I know a lot of those people spend the nights, like replanting things, sprucing things up, pruning, whatever it might take to keep those flowers and trees and plants all looking wonderful.
Yeah, and I sometimes wonder, like, it's probably kind of a thankless job a little bit.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
like, I mean, when you think about going to Disney, you're looking at all of that stuff, like, and thinking it's super cool. But, like, when you go home, you don't go, oh, the flowers, like, that was, that's not the first thing you're going to tell somebody about. It's going to be like, I wrote this or
Yeah, but
saw this character. But,
I have talked on here about that flower quilt.
yeah.
I think that's always amazingly done. The we haven't really talked about it much, but the entryway, the flower bed that's in front of the train station when you first walk into Magic Kingdom, like that's really cool. They've always got the Mickey in the middle, right? And right now there's a mask over him for Halloween. They've put bats in there. I think that's really cool stuff. Yeah, botanist, horticulturist.
Horticulturist,
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
that'd be awesome. That'd be a great job. Great thinking there. Mine, the first one I would bring up, like it's pretty easy to say, like I want to be the company CEO or I want to be the head of things. But I think it'd be a lot of fun to be the president of the Magic Kingdom. Um, or think bigger, the whole world. I think it'd be more fun though just to have control of the Magic Kingdom and how it's run, and making sure everything is going well. And the reason I think that would be a great job is that I think that would give me the most ability to go walking through the park. That's what Walt used to do. He'd start his day walking through Disneyland and just getting a feel for how the guests were using the park. He'd use it as kind of general research to know what he should add, what he should change, how he should train his cast members. And I think that, I think some of that needs to come back to Disney. I know a lot of the executives don't do that anymore. So I would love to be in that position to be able to influence things like that.
Sounds like a great job for you. I feel like you would be bogged down in like meetings and politics and stuff I just wouldn't want to deal with.
I would worry about that, right? But I mean, beyond that, I think, hey, I'm the boss. If I say I'm going out to walk,
True.
Walt figured it out. He fit it in.
I gotcha.
He'd start his day with a cup of coffee on Main Street.
I could see you wanting to do that, yeah.
Sometimes a cup of orange juice. Because there was a I think it was Sunkissed was on Main Street.
Oh.
And he would walk in to that storefront and fresh squeeze himself a glass of orange juice, to the point that because these were all licensed out, right? Like these were rented stores. And so the guy that runs Sunkissed, he actually had a juicer put into his office with a nice basket full of fresh oranges for him. And Walt was like, no, I don't want this. He wanted to be out on Main Street. He wanted to be taking part in it.
So my next one is going to be a Disney storyboard artist. Sorry.
Ooh. Now, wait a minute. Is this a Disney World thing?
Yes.
Storyboarding to me sounds like movies.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
please tell me more.
Because you can storyboard for the rides too.
Okay.
Like, so I don't know. I just think that would be interesting. Like coming up with, like, I don't want to be the idea person. I just want to take the ideas and draw them, color them on paper.
So you just want to lay out the story.
Yeah, like they come to me and say, we're doing like I don't know, let's take the Tiana ride because it's new. Like, this is like our idea for our story. This is kind of like what we think we want it to look like. Draw something and go from there.
And that makes sense. Like, so last summer when I was able to talk to Topper and Marcelo and Tom Thordarson, like it was interesting talking to them about how they built their rides, how it was created. And it sounds like each of them had some sort of team involved, but, like Tom, he has his own podcast all about Thor. Go check that out. He talks in depth about his experience as an Imagineer, building Journey to the Center of the Earth, and he spends time talking about how he was kind of the lead. It was his idea front to end, and
I don't want to do that.
Okay. But I know
like nothing like what I want.
But then talking to Topper, like he said, like he would storyboard parts of it and take some of the ideas and help kind of flesh out the ideas where they might give him an idea, and he starts working out those storyboards.
Yeah. Like if the ink and paint department still like existed,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I would want to be. Like, I want to take the pictures and like fill them in with pretty colors and be more in charge of that kind of part of it. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, the vision of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be fun. Like,
Sure.
I don't want the pressure of like the ideas.
I just want someone to tell me what to draw.
Exactly.
That's a great idea. I like that idea. Mine are more simple, like, like I want to be, and this is not a Disney World thing, but I've said this before, I want to be a toy soldier drummer. And this takes part in Disney's California Adventure out at the Disneyland Resort. And they, every Christmas time they have these tin soldiers that come out, and they are toy soldiers, not toy soldiers come out, and they do this awesome like drumming thing. And I have a marching percussion background, so I think it would be a lot of fun to do something like that. To bring it to Disney World, obviously, we're talking about a Green Army Man drum corps, and in Hollywood Studios, I think that would be a lot of fun as well. They have a blast when they do it, and I can see that they're having a blast. So I would love to do something like that.
I think you would have a lot of fun doing that. I always wonder how hot they have to be, the green soldiers, and the I don't know. That's, to me, that's a really hot park. Like, I feel like I am the hottest at the park.
I always feel hotter at Animal Kingdom, but I understand what you're saying. Because like those uniforms look like they're plastic.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure that they have some way that they made it bearable for them.
Right, I would imagine. They're only out there for about a half an hour or so, but the green face paint might be the one thing that would bother me the most. But I think I'm drumming in Disney, so I don't care. Yeah.
I went way more, I don't know what the word is, than you. Like, I didn't think about anything like specifically like out on the streets of the parks, I guess. Really.
No, and that's okay. Like you enjoy the background, and I think that's a great perspective to have. When Mikhailo and I did this topic a couple of years ago, it was a lot of the same ideas where we were out on the streets, we were working with guests, performing type of thing. So having the background type of perspective, I think, is great.
Okay, so this one you might tell me is not parks related, but it can be. So
this is where we say, and this comes from Lou Mangello on his show when he's doing top 10s, but this is where you say, go with me here.
No, I'm not going to say that. But
okay,
I think that being a Disney wedding planner would be a lot of fun.
I don't know why that wouldn't be a parks thing. I mean, it's a Disney World thing. Yeah.
It just depends where you're going to get married, I guess. Well, because you could get married on property, I guess, is what I was thinking. Like, not necessarily in a park, but it still encompasses Disney World. So
exactly.
It counts, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. Like, just getting the ideas. Like, so they're expensive, right? So not like everybody can afford these things.
They're very expensive.
Like, just getting the ideas of what the people want, I think would be cool, and like trying to execute them, and just like getting to be there to see it. Like, even though it's not my wedding, like to see Cinderella's royal carriage all lit up at night, coming down the street with a bride in it, I think would be super cool.
It would be.
Getting to be in the park in the middle of the night when no one else is, while these weddings take place, or very early in the morning when there's no guests there and you're just there hanging out. So I guess that's kind of my hanging out on the street one, maybe. I don't know, but I just think that would be really cool.
It would be very cool to be involved in a wedding. I don't even need to be planning it. Just let me be there. Like, right. So if somebody out there is getting married, we'd love to come.
Yeah.
we gift well.
Mhm.
We do. And we would be very respectful. We'd have lots of, I could even be your photographer. I don't have experience. You have experience. You could be the photographer. Yes. So yeah, let us know. It's Miles from Main Street Podcast at gmail.com. But no, I think that would be a lot of fun to be involved in special memories that are being made like that.
Yeah.
Because Disney is about the memories they make. It's about the way you feel when you're making those memories,
Mhm.
and to be a part of that, I think would be awesome.
I think so too.
All right, my next one is kind of in that vein. Actually, mine is being a photo pass photographer in the hub.
In the hub.
And I say in the hub of Magic Kingdom specifically because this is where the most energy for the day is happening. People, maybe later in the day, not quite as much, but people are coming in excited for the day in the morning. And this is the part I love a Disney park in the morning. There's so much energy, there's so much excitement. There's so much anticipation, right? Like people are so excited to be there. They're so looking forward to what the day is going to bring them. And I want to be there to see that and take pictures of people, and I hope that some of these cast members, by the time I get to them in the morning, it seems like they don't want to be there. Sometimes they seem a little grumpy, and maybe it's just because they've been doing it so long that they've lost that appeal. But I feel like, like on our last trip, Paige and I got on the boat and headed, I had never ridden the ferry between the TTC and Magic Kingdom. So she and I went and rode the boat, and it was raining. We were sitting there cold and wet with ponchos on. And yet I was just eating it up. These families, like, so excited to get over there, and it was already 10 o'clock in the morning at this point. And so the first castle show had happened. They fired off some fireworks, and everybody on the boat just screamed and was so excited to see those fireworks, and like that was what I was loving about that boat trip. Like, just knowing that even though I can't go into the park, I'm still enjoying some of that, because it was just a day that we weren't doing the parks. So to be in the hub, getting to see these people coming in and getting to take their pictures as part of that, I think would be an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, and like that's the most iconic spot, right? Like, even though you have 5 million people behind you in your picture, I feel like that is still, it's got to be the number one picture people hang up from their trip, is their picture in front of the castle.
Absolutely.
Even with all the people behind them.
Yep. And I'm always seeing posts online of people going, can you remove this person out of my picture? Like, they all want that. And I know Disney was playing around. I don't know if you can still get it, but Disney was playing around with a special photo pass picture where they took the people out behind you so that it looked empty. And so, like, I think that they know that people want that, and that it's a very, very popular spot to get a picture. I think they've even said, like, it's the number one photograph spot in the world. Which, when you consider the places just in this country alone,
all the beautiful places you could take a picture. Yeah.
Right.
So I almost put photographer, but I thought that was really predictable for me. So I was trying to think of like better ones, because like I feel like I would like being a Disney PhotoPass photographer, but I don't know how much they switch around, like where they get to be and what they're taking pictures of. And I feel like that, like, me wanting to be one, that would be a big deciding factor. Like, I don't want to stand in the same place taking the same picture all the time.
Right.
So
I can see that.
yeah, I don't know. So my next one, it is a Disney baker, or like candy maker, or I think having like some creative control over what the like candy apples and the desserts and the cakes and all that kind of stuff look like, and getting to make those would be pretty cool.
I would just like to make that awesome popcorn that you can get on Main Street in the confectionery.
confectionery,
Yeah, like that seemed like a fun job.
Yeah.
But like you see the cast members in the window. Is that what you're thinking? Like working in the window like that?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Where people can watch you and learn how to make all the different treats and stuff. But I think it would be fun to have not only making it, but also be able to have kind of the background of getting to decide what's put out there and how you go about making it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I just imagine like creating a brand new caramel apple and putting it out there and having everybody go crazy for it. Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Again, probably a very thankless job. Like, can you name a Disney baker? I can't.
No, but I bet somebody can.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Let me know if you know somebody in that position that needs to be named.
Right.
Let's do that.
Because I don't know. Like, I know you hear about some famous Disney chefs sometimes.
Right.
But, like, there's got to be somebody that's coming up with these candy apple designs and stuff like that, too. And I highly doubt it's the person you're watching in the window.
Right. They're just learning. They've learned how to make it. Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to still be frontline, still be guest facing. I want to be Chewbacca.
You got the height for it.
I have the height. I might need to slim down a little bit, but I think it'd be a lot of fun to walk around. Everybody loves Chewbacca, right? Walk around, kind of mess with people a little bit, get to growl at them, I don't know. He just, when he's wandering around talking to people, I think it just looks like it's so much fun. And I think it would be a great time because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Look at I'm repping Baby Yoda here, but it'd be great to hang out for the day at Galaxy's Edge and see all the people enjoying themselves.
I didn't put a character down for any of mine, but I do think I agree with you. That would be cool. Like, I'm just thinking for myself, like, just all the kids so excited to see you and hug you and stuff, I think would be really fun.
Yeah, I think it would be great to be able to create memories with some of these kids. I think that create magic is what they like to say. Yeah. I think it would be ffun to do that.
And you think, like, I think of how little kids sometimes would maybe be scared of him, but like then I think of when we took Mia when she was 3, he was like her favorite interaction. Because she had a Chewbacca shirt on, and I lifted her up so she was like closer to him, and she was like pulling on her shirt to like show him that she had her shirt on.
Yeah, and I mean that picture. Speaking of pictures that we like, that was a great picture because it kind of looks like they're like touching foreheads and having a moment. But shirt, it's So I would love to do that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm curious to know if you can guess what my final one is.
Pumpkin painter.
You got it. And I'm not partial to pumpkins. I would paint a Christmas ornament or a toy soldier, anything. So I don't know what you call these people. Like, I don't know what their job title is or how you get this job, but we watched
it's the decorating the parks one.
There are people whose job it is to paint these pumpkins that go up.
Tell your kids. This is her thing. Like, we watched that show and she sat there going, nobody told me this.
No, like they don't tell you in school that you can go to Disney and paint a pumpkin for a living.
Yeah.
Like, that was not a career choice offered to me, and I'm very upset about it still to this day.
Yeah, so tell your kids, like, you could work at Disney painting a pumpkin.
Right?
Like,
I mean, how fun would it be to walk around and be like, I painted that. That's orange because of me. Like, yeah.
I'd like to know. Yeah, it would be fun. We should probably figure out that career path. Like, what does it take? And what do they do when they're not painting a pumpkin?
well, there's got to be 5 million other things that need to be painted.
I'm sure, like
but,
they're probably
is
painting
that
it.
specifically just their job, just to paint things? I don't know.
Are they painting a tree?
And maybe,
It could be anything.
right?
Yeah.
Blades of grass. I mean, I don't know.
Blades of grass. uh, yeah, yes, I should have known that's where. Well, I did know. I called it right away.
Yep.
All right. My last one is I want to be in the lightsaber room. What did you think? Where were you going?
Janitor.
Yes, janitor would be fun. I didn't want to have this all be performance based, I guess. But I think being in the lightsaber room where people are building their own lightsabers, and creating that experience, because I've been able to do that. It's a lot of fun. It's very immersive, and everybody in there is just ecstatic to be in there and doing that. And the story that they put together really pulls you in, and you really enjoy being a part of that. And so I would love to be on the other side, being able to play that out for people.
The other job that you didn't say that I thought you were going to say, besides janitors, is like the you know me, and I don't know my Star Wars terminology all that great, but like the person that's like yelling at you after you go like through the stormtrooper room.
So you're talking on Rise of the Resistance, be one of the first order people. I mean, that would be fun. I would love to do that, because you get to yell at people,
right?
And pretend like they're in trouble.
Fun.
Yeah. Another one that I thought would be a bartender at Olga's Cantinas, because why not?
Right.
And
I'm gonna do an honorable mention. My honorable mention was a skipper for the Jungle Cruise. But the reason I didn't do it is I feel like it would be super fun for like a few months, and then I don't know that I would want to do it anymore.
I had that thought, Jungle Cruise, and then a couple of the skippers that I don't like came into my head, and I thought, what if I end up being one of them? And then I'm not happy.
Right?
Like, I don't want to ruin people's trip. Not that the people that I say I don't like are the ones that are over the top, which I think the Jungle Cruise kind of needs that. But there's a point where they're going so above and beyond, it becomes annoying to a point. And like, I think you start that way. And this is hard with the Jungle Cruise, because everybody on the Jungle Cruise just doesn't get it.
Right.
Like when I'm on the Jungle Cruise and a joke is told, I laugh at it.
Right.
But
even if it's not
funny,
right.
because it's funny. But people, I think, kind of go, what did they just say?
Yeah, not everyone understands that's like the thing when you're on there.
Yeah. So, being over the top, I think at some point during the ride, you may need to dial it back, but it's hard to know,
right?
Because people aren't reacting.
Yeah. Unless, like, I feel like we're going off on a tangent, but like, you kind of got to read your boat too. Like, sometimes you have people on it, like our son, who's just like eating it up, and then you give extra. But yeah, like you said, it just depends.
Yeah, like if you have a raucous boat that's enjoying the over the top, you can keep going with it. But I think that there can be a happy medium, that if people aren't enjoying that, you kind of dial it back and you still give them a great performance.
Right.
And I think that, and maybe it's because I've seen this done so many times now, that I don't need that over the top performance.
Anyway.
Top 10 dream jobs. This is the thing. This is going to be a thing now. Every episode, whoever is on, be it you, me, a guest, Mikhailo, whatever, we are going to be asking whoever's on the show what their dream job would be. Okay. And I want to hear that from you guys, from all of you listening, watching. I want to know your dream job. I'll play it on the show if you call me. We have a text line that's in the show notes. In fact, we don't have the call line set up anymore. I just remembered that we got rid of that. So I'm sorry I said that part. But if you want to send me a video clip telling me what your dream job would be, I will add it into the show. I think that would be a lot of fun to see. So, feel free to do that. We are going to be taking any of those comments, any of those ideas for dream jobs, putting them on here every week. And we'll be talking with our guests about it as well. So this is one of our new changes, one of our additions that we're adding on.
First I heard of it.
Hey.
He keeps me on my toes.
Sometimes I'm the brains and I just go with it. So, so yeah, please, in the show notes, we have our email, we have Facebook, Instagram. We're all at Miles from Main Street on that and YouTube. Miles from Main Street podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you include the podcast piece so that it gets to us, the text line, and we will definitely get those on the show. So that was great. That was a lot of fun.
So out of curiosity, out of the ones that you said, what would your top one be?
I knew you were going to ask me this. We weren't ranking them, remember?
I know. I'm just curious.
Drummer. Toy soldier. Drummer for sure. Yep. Cool. All right. So get us those comments. Hit the like and subscribe. All that good stuff. But as we like to say, some live close.
And others don't.
So let's talk about it. We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.